Hey, what up, guys? Today I got a video for you on my Zamasu list that I took to NA Nats. We're gonna go over the list, my matchups, why I took a Zamasu, and then I'm also gonna do a list on review on the list I'm currently working with after Nats. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We can go over my matchups first here. You can see I went 5-3, which isn't the best, but we only had like what was it, 2 weeks to really practice. So I kind of made the meta call on taking Zamasu because I figured there was going to be a lot of red with the new SCR, and Zamasu just felt really good into red, being able to be a 25k leader and then being able to use a super combo or a proud Saiyan to basically get out of the SCR swing. Just felt really good. And then I can also just take a hit and then next turn just heal. So it felt really good into red. Um, whereas like blue Vegeta felt kind of not as good into red because that SCR really kind of messed up blue Vegeta. Taking that 40, like you giving a super combo and a card, whereas like Zamasu was like, I can just give you a super or a proud Saiyan. So I made the meta call and just taking Zamasu. Um, it felt really good. Um, I can say that my 3 losses, I lost on the dump, my dump going for game, and I only lost by it was either 5 or 10k each time. And I think looking back, I could have played those last couple turns a little differently to give me a better, more of advantage and secure a win. But yeah, let's go over these games. Round one was versus Beerus. It did not feel very challenging. It just felt like a good matchup, like it's always been for Blue. Um, Round two is actually against Blue Vegeta. This is my first loss. That one I lost going for on the dump, and he had all the super combos in his hand, and he outed it by I think it was 10k. So, and I think it was five or 10k, but I think what could have happened is I could have instead of trying to clear his board because I didn't think he was gonna go down. I think he went from like 3-2, 3-1, and I didn't think he was gonna do that. And I was clearing his board at the same time, so I played like a mine to reduce costs on his board. But I think if I would have just done a peel off loop, I could have actually swung for game if I wanted to commit to going for game instead of I was kind of halfway between going for game and like clearing his board. So round three was against another blue Vegeta. This one was it felt pretty good. I think I understood a little bit better from my previous matchup with the blue Vegeta, um, how the match should go and what to do. Um, Round four was against Evil Boo, and this matchup was pretty tough. I'm gonna be honest. I braked really hard on my first couple turns. Like all I saw were my big bombs, and I didn't really have any early cantrip and early removal. Um, but I was able to let him stack the board, and then I Zenoed, and then I think the next turn I went for game on a double strike. And once again, I think it was like he only had like 1 or 2 cards left in hand, so it was pretty close. Round five was against another Beerus. Again, not too challenging. I think on this match he dropped a lot. Like I think he dropped 4 SCRs back to back, and luckily for me, I had 4 Zenos, and so I just Zenoed back to back to back. Um, Round six against Droids. This one was incredibly grindy. He was playing the Earthling package, and he just kept recurring value. But I was able to get the win. I think the 6 cost SCR won me the game there. Pretty clutch. Round seven against another Blue Vegeta. We got the win on that one. And then my last round was against another Droids. And he was playing the Earthling package as well. And once again, I tried to go for game, and he had everything in his hand that he needed to get out of it. So it was pretty close. But yeah, that's those are my matchups. We can go over the list right now. This is why I took the Nats. Uh, we went with 7 cantrips, 1 drops. Uh, for the Marin's really good, right? You get to look at the top card. If you like it, you can draw it. If not, you put it to the bottom of the deck and then draw a card. And then the Trunks here is good just for drawing. There are times when we do have a lot of cards in hand, so Trunks is like um, good because Marin has a requirement of having 7 cards or less in hand. And this actually came up in one of my Blue Vegeta games. The guy had too many cards in hand and he played Marin. I was like, hey, how many cards do you have in hand? He's like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I have more than 7. So, yeah, you got to be aware of that with Marin. She's really good, but make sure you have the requirement. We went with, obviously, 4 Pelops. 2 of the cost reduction mines, they just work really well with like our Gohans, even with these Gotins. You can combo them with a lot of stuff, so they're really good. Went with 2 pans. I'm running 2 pans because we do have a lot of zeros and extra cards, and I played Blue Vegeta for like before, and that's why I won Dallas Card Fest with was Blue Vegeta, and I ran 2 pans in there as well. It was just help cycle through the deck and get rid of some of the 0Ks if you're trying to go for game and whatnot. So I kept her in there. For the Gotins, this was mainly for black, right? So we can bounce their 2-drop Trunks very easily, and then you can go like bounce 2-drop Trunks back to hand and Sickle, or maybe Gohan, depending on what energy we're on. And also, it's just really good early game, right? Against blue, against anything, right? Anything 2-drop, drop 2-drop. And maybe you don't have a Vegito for next turn or something, you just bounce back to hand. 2 cost Videl, right? She's like a blue stable. She was really good. I only ran 3. Um, I felt 3 was fine. I have a lot of the things I want to do. Like if on turn 2, I can just bounce, or I can play cantrips, or leave one open for Gallic, or do a final hope slash loop. So some people are like, no, you got to run 4, but I think 3 is fine. We're doing 2 of the 3 cost Trunks here. It's just really good tempo removal, right? Sometimes you don't have an answer early, like maybe you don't have a sickle to answer black's early aggression. So this just helps give us more options. It's more options for our bouncing 5s. So maybe you don't have a Vegito going against the blue mirror, and we can just bounce that with the Trunks. Uh, 3 of the 3 cost Vegitos. It's a pretty good card, you know. Helps out into droids, right? Drop this, bottom deck to 2 cost. Following turn, you get to play Gohan. Bottom deck there 4 drops. Something that I'm kind of leaning away towards. Like it feels good and feels bad at the same time. I don't know. 3 of the 4 cost Gohans. This card's like so good. It's so good. At times I hate it because it's just like a 0K, but then like when you drop it and get its effect, it just feels so good. 1 double strike. And if I had to be honest, I think this was the MVP of my tournament, of all my games. I think I went for game with double strike, like every single time, most of the time. And I went with the Daima because blue Zamasu, we're not drawing on our backside, so we're probably going to be around 7 cards in hand. And usually when you're going for game, you're bottom decking a cantrip that they have on board, probably, right? And this gets you an extra draw if you have 7 or less in hand. So I wanted that extra draw. We went with 3 5-cost Vegitos. I mean, this card's just too good. This is our boss card, right? And then we went with 2 of the new SCR. This card's really good too. The only thing I'll have to say about it is you have to be careful about milling yourself out, right? It sucks when you have to mill 5 cards and you see like some super combos or Proud Saiyans go there, and then maybe you only have a couple cards in deck and you're not going to win. So when I did play this, I tried to play it for when I was going for game, or if I needed to, I had to remove like maybe red SCR with it. But you'll see in my other list that we upped the deck count, and it makes running this a lot smoother. For Zeno, we are a control deck, so we want to make sure we have answers for everything, and this just lets us answer pretty much everything. 4 super combos. We went with the Proud Saiyan, 3 of them. Like I said earlier, this card's really good in Zamasu, right? It's another super combo that lets you draw. Lets us get out of the SCR swings for free, just one card. Incredibly good card. This is like I think going to be a staple for Zamasu. 3 sickle, really good. I mean, it's been good since for the last couple sets here, right? Then we went with 2 donuts. This card is was really good. I don't know how many like I kind of wish I ran more, and you'll see in my other list that I am running more. But yeah, this card, you know, it answers late game. So if they play SCR, maybe you don't want to necessarily Zeno right away. You can just like play Donut, stun it, draw 2 cards, heal, play Videl, grab some cards back, maybe grab Donut back again. So it lets you have energy to do other things. And then it's also good for early game as well if you don't have answers. I know there was a couple games where I didn't have an answer for their 3-drop. So on my turn 3, I just played Donut, stunned it, and then let them play something else, and then either like Gohan or Sickled and got value that way while keeping my hand size. And then we went to One Final Hope Slash. The One Final Hope Slash I think is just so insane in Zamasu. Like it's good for a late game when you can just like play peel off, grab Final Hope Slash, swing lead, Final Hope Slash for 45, bounce peel off back, and for 2 energy you just did 45. They have to answer that, come out of it, and then like you can Zeno or stun something. It's really good. Also, when you're unawakened, right, it lets you swing 35 and it'll keep you applying pressure. So this was the Nats list I ran. We didn't have much time to test, like I said, and kind of made the meta call on going like there's going to be a lot of red. But as you saw, I only ran into 2 Beerus's. I was expecting more like UI Goku and more Jirens. But yeah, we can go over the list I'm running now after Nats that I had more time to test. So this is my post-Nats list. I'm kind of modeling it after the Australian, what was he? He got third place with this Zamasu. And he was running 60 cards, and so I'm running 60 cards, want to give it a try, and I found that it works very, very well. We're running 10 cantrips, which I absolutely love. So like mid to late game, like we're not drawing on our backside, so this just gives me ways to draw, and then I can swing 30, and they have to answer that. So it just keeps our hand size healthy. Kept with the 4 peel-offs, the 4 Gotins, and then we teched in the 1-drop Zamasu. And this is because now there's going to be a lot of Halo Coups running around. This gives us an answer to all their 1-drops, their sharpeners. You can just answer them, bond back them. Also really get into red, because I know it's in the red. There's a lot of Whis, and we don't have answers. I didn't have answers to Whis other than the 3-cost Vegito, but usually you wanted the bottom deck their 2-drop instead of the Whis, so this kind of just gives us an answer to red. 3 of the cost reduction line. This is really good, just because I don't have a lot of 10k Earthlings to get back with peel off, so this helps that out a little bit. And then also, right, it works well with the Gohans and the Gotins. I'm kind of torn between if I want to go 3 Zamasu 4 Mai or 4 Zamasu 3 Mai, just because you'll see I don't have any answers really to Beerus's turboing out their 5-drop Beerus. Because if they go second, they can bring the marker on 3 and play out their 5-drop. And then usually the answer to that would be 3-cost Trunks, which I'm not running in this list. So the only answer would be on our following turn, we'd have to go my Sickle to hit their 5-drop. So that's why I'm thinking about running 4, so I can always see this. I mean, we can always stun it too, but you kind of want to get rid of them. Kept the 3 Videl. I kept 3 Gohans. Kept the 3 5-drop SCRs. Kept the 2 6-drop SCRs, 4 Zenos, 4 Super Combos, and then here we change it up, and we're running 4 Galax and 4 Proud Saiyans. I think this is actually like the way to go, 4 and 4. Late game, it's just insane value. I can get out of any swing. I can apply pressure. It keeps my hand size healthy. Even early game, maybe I don't have an answer to one of their 2-drops. I can just swing leader, Gallic Gun, swing 30, make him give me a super combo with 2 cards. it just it felt so good in my testing. We're running 4 sickle just because we want to have a lot of answers to remove them. This is even more of a control deck than the other version, I feel like. Like we're just like turn 3, yep, sickle whatever they have on board. You just keep going, stalling until we can drop our boss cards. This one I'm running 3 donuts. Like I said, I wanted to run more from my previous list, and I think 3 is really good. I know the Australian list was running 4, but I think 3 is fine because we can always get him back with Vidal. And if we're running more early game removal, like with Sickle, like we don't really need stunning anything early. So by the time we get the late game, we can stun stuff and draw. I mean, in some of my testing, even on turn 3, I think it was against Jiren or UI, they played on their turn 2, they played Arena and didn't have anything out. And then I go to turn 3, didn't really have a play, and I had Donut in hand, so I was just like, nah, I'll draw 2 cards. So very versatile, really good card. And then stick with the one Final Hope Slash, really good card, like I said. So I like this list a lot. The only thing considerations I'm looking at are changing the ratios here, and then possibly adding in like a 3-cost Trunks, just so we can have more answers, especially for that Beerus. Having 60 cards though is really nice because this SCR now I can drop early, like on 6, and not really worry about decking out because I know sometimes like if I drop this on curve and we're not running 60 cards, like I maybe have like 1 or 2 turns to end the game. But having more cards in deck means now that I can drop this early, not worry about decking out, and still kind of just play control and go for later turns for a win. So yeah, this is my 60 cards monster deck that I'm working with right now. It feels pretty good. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I also do coaching, so you guys can message me about doing some coaching. Also, go ahead and give my Twitch a follow. I'm going to be trying to stream on there a little bit more, but let me know what you guys think and if you guys want to see any type of videos or anything. All right, we'll see you later.